can you talk us through what the feeling is with the team right now, given that you've got this chance that hasn't been, here for a Wisconsin team in quite a while? And I know you guys are all new, but you've got to feel like there's definitely an opportunity here for you in the next week and however long it goes.
Oh, for sure. This is something that's really big for the program and for the guys. Like you said, I'm a freshman, I'm new here, but for the guys that have been here and, been through the roller coaster ride, it's been the last couple of years, this is just a testament to them sticking with the faith in this program and with this team. And yeah, this is a huge opportunity for us. It's a huge opportunity to bring Wisconsin hockey back to where it should be. And yeah, I think we're all just really excited to get going. I know we travel out tomorrow, and I think once we get there, everyone's just gonna be dialed in and ready to go. So right now, I think we're all just excited to finally get out there.
I have to ask you, because you've played with with Cole for obviously a few years, going back to the program too. But in practice, how difficult is it to see the shot come off his stick? How does that rank among players that you've seen as far as the ability to shoot and disguise what he's able to do?
I think that a big thing, I got to think about how I say this without giving way too much here, but I think I had an advantage coming in, like you said, playing with Cole at USA in those 2 years. Is he came in with a great talent, but I think really in those 2 years that he played with NTDP is when he figured out, kind of how he was able to do what he does, and growing up, the kid's always been a goal scorer, and he's always been, I remember playing even youth hockey in Chicago, like when we were little kids, and he played for Team Illinois at the time. Like he was a kid that people talked about even back then. And, in practice, I think what makes Cole so special, so deadly too, is he can put the puck literally anywhere he wants to. And you watch a lot of his goals and they're going up high and back bar and stuff like that. But, a lot of times in practice, like he's shooting on the ice, literally on the ice, and he's trying to go for 5-hole or 6 holes, banking it off of people's skates. Like he's trying different things in practice, which is why I think he makes us a little bit annoyed sometimes, because you just look at each other and like how, but at the same time, like you're like, okay, yeah, makes sense. But I think that's what's really brought his game up too, is in practice, like he knows what he can go to, and it works in the games and stuff like that. But in practice, he's always trying something different. And really hiding the shot, that's just a release that he has. It's the same every time. He can put the puck literally anywhere he wants. So there's no real tell. And I know he's done a really good job with, even just, fake shots and moving it quick and stuff like that. I feel like every day he's just working on a different skill. And then a week later, he's got it down, and, I'm getting torched by it in practice the next week. So.
Got to be bad when you feel like you're catching up, and then maybe he comes out with something else again, right?
Well, yeah, we do shootouts after practice, and I know I have a pretty good idea of where he's going to go, where he likes to go. But when that list starts to get to 6 or 7 moves or places, it's, there's nothing you can do. And then he'll do something that he's never tried before, and you're like, great, okay, cool, that's fantastic. But so like his new thing now is the Crosby one-hand backhand shot, and he tried it a couple times last week, just messing around, and now it's pretty much a backhand shot. So it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, cool, one more thing that we have to think about now when he has the puck on a stick. But yeah.
Does he have a little steam on that backhander?
It's getting there. I think he's got a lot more control with it now. I think the steam will get there once he's able to put it where he wants to put it. That's what makes Cole so special too, is I think with the strength that he's put on and the weight that he's put on here, his shot's just gotten harder. But, playing at NTDP, the shot was always hard, but it was just so accurate. He could just put it, and now it's the strength that's being built there. Which is why he's able to put stuff on the ice. I feel like goals go on the ice a lot more, catching the goalies by surprise, or just a quick release like that. And that's why he's been able to do a lot that he's done this year.
Yeah. Robbie was saying that what makes him dangerous is the quick release. I mean, if you're not set, you're in trouble. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I'd say the quick release, but at the same time, I think in the back of my head, I know that he can, like, trying to think about a way to put this without getting into too much detail, but you know, like if he's pulling the puck across like the center line of the ice, kind of like at the top of circles, let's use that as an example. You know, for me as a goalie, I can kind of anticipate, okay, like he's pulling it in here, his body's moving this way, his feet are positioned this way. I have an idea of probably, and I'm anticipating the puck's gonna go on this side of the net. But like with him, he can do whatever he wants with it. So I think it's the quick release, also with just the deception that he has, and like you know, at any position, any which way, is able to put the puck anywhere he wants. I think that's what makes him so dangerous, because he doesn't cut the net in half, and he doesn't give away a specific spot. You know, he waits for you to move. And, you know, just in practice yesterday, like he was coming down on a breakaway, and he was coming down, like, I would say on the right side, so my blocker side, and he is right. He was cutting across basically at like the top of the circles. He was coming across the crease. And I mean, exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I thought that I had him, so I kind of dropped a bit early and I slid with him, and I went stick on puck, and he reached around my stick and slid it between my stick and my pad back far, like right side post. And it's just one of those where I was like, I literally was over the puck. I was there, and anybody else is going to try to roof it on my glove side. And he went back underneath my stick, back to the post and posting in. And it's just one of those, I was like, you know, it's just one of those. But yeah, I mean, that happens daily, you know, so it's like, there's nothing really you can do. But yeah.
If you've never faced anybody like this ever?
No, I think, you know, I played against, I think that I've never played anyone that wants to get better the way that he wants to get better. Like, I don't think I've ever played with someone that wants to continue to open up the box and go, what else can I do to add? Like I said, like with the one-handed Crosby thing, you know, I played with great guys, you know, like Jack Hughes, Matt Boldy, and like those guys, like incredible work ethic. And I remember the three of them staying after practice and like taking breakaways with them, or just, you know, Trevor Zegras also just kind of like, that's how they just figure out the plays that they're able to do, and like just in practice having fun. But I think Cole is just, he's always going back to being creative and trying to seeing something and going, okay, I'm going to try that. And then a week later, he's got it down. Like, just, you know, just like stuff like that. And I think that's what makes him you know, as much of a hard worker that he is.
Does he make you better, Cam?
Oh, 100%. 100%. And in the sense where like he's pulling stuff out that no one's ever thought of. Well, now I think of it, you know, like now I have that in my head a little bit where I'm like, okay, like I've seen this, and if I can follow him and, you know, stay square, like, especially if he's coming down, does what he does, and I'm able to make a save and track the puck in, I'm like, okay, that was probably the best save I've made all day. And, you know, and it's like, you know, the way being around good players like that, I think just makes everybody better no matter what. You know, we're all working hard, and practice is where you make each other better. And Cole takes practice really seriously. I know that, you know, we just posted a video of him laughing all the time. But, you know, he every time he wants the puck in practice as bad as he does in games. And that's why he's able to do what he does. And he just, yeah, I mean, he's a phenom, that's for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it comes from or how he does it, but, you know, I'm at the receiving end of his joy. So.
Do you ever feel sorry for opposing goaltenders when he's got the
not at all. Not at all, because I've been on the other end of it for 3 years. No, not at all. And that means that we win. So no. No. Yeah. No, but I'll have guys like after the game, like I know guys, like they'll come up to me and they'll be like, dude, like or like I've talked to guys about it in the past, like past USHL goalies we played against, and they're like, dude, like I just had like, it was just insane. I went, yeah, yeah. You're telling me something that I've known since I've been 16, and then I've witnessed since I was like 12. So yeah.
Hey, Cam, I'm wondering if you could talk about what kind of value you think Ty Embers's leadership has had in helping you guys get to this point.
Yeah, no, Ty's a great guy. I think that he's a kid that, I know that Wisconsin is something that's really dear to him and in his heart a lot. And I think he wants to succeed for the program just as bad as anybody else. And especially going through last year, I think he learned a lot. And, I was at NTP with Ty. We weren't on the same team, but our years overlapped. And I remember him being a great kid and a leader in that locker room as well. And I think that just carried over here. We didn't have, we came in just in, everyone was like, all right, Ty's the captain. I don't really know how that went down, if there was a vote or if Tony just picked it, or I don't know. But, when I heard that, I was like, yeah, that's probably who I would have picked to be the captain as well, and, he's been great. He's been really good at keeping guys in line. When a big thing for him, a big point that he had was, let's not have a locker room turn into the locker room it was last year. And so when guys kind of get negative or something, like even just like the smallest part of just yelling stuff on the bench, like he's right there, just be like, remember last year, like let's stay away from that. Like we know what we can do to win. And I think everyone has a lot of respect for him in that way, that he's able to go up to anyone and be like, hey, like, let's calm down, let's regroup here. And, he brings up the rest of that leadership group to feel that they can do the same thing. And I think that that's something that's huge. He's not overly going into guys' heads, and, he lets everyone kind of do their own thing, but, he makes sure everyone's on track when they need to be. And, he's a great guy. I think he's, just the way everything he does is, you want to be around a guy like that.
Cam, were you able to bounce back mentally pretty quickly after the Minnesota game? Did it just kind of roll off of you, move on to the next opportunity for you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a game like that, it's always kind of a tough pill to swallow, even when it's not on the stage that it was on. And I think for me, I kind of took like the 24-hour rule and just kind of let it go. Didn't really talk about it. Didn't really think about it. And then once we got to the rink the next day, on Monday or whatever day it was, to get back into practice, that's really where we were like, all right, we'll talk about it. We'll go over it, and then just get on the ice. And it's a new week and get after it. And I think after that, for me, that next ice session's always been huge, where you're like, okay, I actually have moved on. Because in that time, you're just you're not in your own head, but you're thinking like, okay, the last time I skated, this was the outcome. You know what I mean? And but practice has been solid this week. The guys have been really good. Coach Granato's done a really good job putting in some battle drills and building up the compete level, and just kind of being like, all right, let's get back on the grindstone. Today we worked more on systems and power play, penalty kill. But yeah, I think, games like that happen, and it is what it is. The team as a unit, we didn't come out ready to play. We didn't play our best hockey. Personally, I think the second period was probably more up there for the worst period of hockey our team's played all year. And I think, but a good thing that came out of it was the third period was one of our better periods of hockey. We came out and fought back, and the team didn't roll over and die. And I think that was huge. And Robbie went in and did a fantastic job coming in and made some really big saves when we needed it, especially. And I think that's been, that just shows kind of the character in our team. And going back to that point about the leadership that MB is, I know after that in the locker room, he got a little bit more animated, a little bit more enthusiastic, and saying like, let's go, like, let's wake up a little bit. Let's play for not just each other, but play for the pride that we have in this program, and play for the W that's on our chest. So I think that everyone bought into that a little bit more. And so, bouncing back is going to be, I think it's just going to be second nature to us. We're just going out there and doing our job again, and like we've been doing all year long.